What's going on, everybody? It's Endless Fun Up. I hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to do a little review between the Dbrand Killswitch case and the Jsaux Modcase. So let's start off with the price. Price per dollar, I think you get a bit of a better deal with the Modcase. Let's talk about why. So currently the Modcase that I bought came with the cooler, and that is $49.99 currently on Jsaux website. If you're interested in that, the link will be down in the description, and you can go check that out for yourself. And then the one from Dbrand, I bought the travel kit at the time when it was released, and that's $74.95. That's $75 bucks. $75. So it's $25 more than the Jsaux one. Do I think it's worth $25 more? Well, to answer you right away, no, I don't. But you get what you pay for in the sense of presentation with Dbrand, I think. You might be into that. I'm not really. I like to throw boxes away because I don't usually use boxes after I get them. But here is their Dbrand box. It's very nice. The way it opens and stuff is very slick. You know, this whole thing is very nice. It was very nice presentation. You can see like the actual little ghosting of this case right here versus just this plain white box. Nothing super fancy for Jsaux. But again, I'm going to throw this away in the end, and this is going to get thrown away too, unless I ship out the device with this, which I might. I kept this because since I am giving away my Dbrand case, I might ship it in this or the box. It depends. Whatever's easier for me is what I'm going to do. Now, that's another thing. I decided to keep my Jsaux case over the Dbrand case. Why is that? Well, a couple reasons. I've got the Jsaux clear back plate, and if you don't know, the back of the Jsaux case here is clear, where the back of the Dbrand one's all black. So that you got to keep that in mind. I do like the fact that I can still see my transparent black paint, I do like the fact that I can still see my transparent back plate with this case, where that gets lost with the other case, so I don't like that. I do like this ability to add these attachments just by sliding them on, like the fan. There's also an M2 drive that you can attach. There's also like a power brick that you can attach. That's really nice that they did that. The kickstand is very high metal. It's like very heavy duty. The hinge seems really nice on it and stuff like that. I've been using this kickstand a lot. Versus Dbrand, when they first came out with theirs, they had a magnetic back kickstand, which ended up causing a problem with people's fans. You know, Jsaux never ran into those issues because they never put any magnets on it, which in hindsight, why would you put magnets near electronics? I don't even put magnets on my computer, like even fridge magnets, and they're low powered. They wouldn't even hurt it, but I just don't risk it. I just don't want to do it. Magnets and computers aren't cool. So the fact that they put that on there, that was like, in hindsight, like, what? Why'd you do that? So that's a bit weird. So I think if you buy Dbrand, you're really buying this like persona of fun and silly, because they're always like bashing people and making silly jokes, and they're very just nonsensical, I shall say. I do have one of their skins. I had the wood skin from them, and that wood skin is really nice. It was hard to peel off, so it shows the quality of that skin. I do have a Damascus skin that I will be putting on my Steam Deck by Dbrand. So I do like their products. But I just think, like, price per dollar, I mean, geez, that travel kit from Dbrand is $74.95 currently. It's normally $104.75. So you've taken 25 bucks off of it. So really, it's $50 more than that mod case. That doesn't make sense. What is making your device worth $50 more than Jsaux's? I don't think anything, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and kind of just take a look at the two devices, talk about the things. So again, this is my cooler kit. It came with the fan. This fan has a little power supply charger port on it, so you can charge it up. It has its own battery, so it doesn't affect your Steam Deck's battery at all. It charges pretty easily. I've only charged it twice so far, and I've been using it steadily. If I'm playing a game that I know that's going to heat up the device, I will turn it on. If I'm playing a very low-powered game, like maybe, you know, some kind of 2D-based point-and-click game, I would just take this off, because the Steam Deck isn't going to get hot enough in the first place that this would be justified. So, I can just take it off, and it's light. This does add a little bit of weight, you know, but No different than if you added a power bank to it or anything else like that. And then the fact that Jsaux creates the power bank kit, they create the ultimate kit, they created an M2 slot kit. Like, you have options with the Jsaux stuff. And don't let anybody be like, oh, well, Dbrand, you know, like, they're better because of X, Y, and Z. That's all debatable based off the price we've just witnessed. Now, Dbrand does make good stuff. They use good rubbers, they use good plastics. I kind of like the grip. I like this, what do you call this, like knurled? Like, it's almost like a diamond plating grip fill. I like that better than those like just little slashes of like shiny plastic. I was like, why did you do that, Dbrand? So we're gonna grab. So here's the Dbrand case that I'm giving away, and I did put my hard shell on the front of it. So you're essentially getting pretty close to the travel kit because you get the kickstand, you get the cover. This is the travel cover. You get the there's little stick grips that you can put on your thing that I will be adding. They're little black stick grips that you can put on the analog sticks. So between the stick grips, the travel cover, the little kickstand, and then the case itself, they want to charge $105 for this, and it's on sale for $75. Like, what? That's insane. I don't know. Like, that in its, I feel like the conversation just be over right there, right? Because I'm all for believing that you get what you pay for, but after using both of these and seeing the quality difference between the two, like, I don't know. Like, this rubbery plastic is definitely different than the Jsaux one. This might be, I know if you look at the back of the Jsaux box, it says it's ABS plastic, which is good plastic. That's heavy duty plastic. That's what keyboard keycaps are made out of that are from decent manufacturers, because then it doesn't wear away as easily and stuff. The plastic is tougher. So that's nice to know. I don't know though. I definitely think that the overall look and feel of them, even the hard case that you can put on the Jsaux one, I think I kind of like the one on the Dbrand better. It reminds me of the Batmobile. But one thing I like about the Jsaux one is it's flat. There's not all these ridges here. Like, I don't really need those ridges. Like, just the parts for the actual analog sticks is all you really need. I will say this about the Dbrand one. It actually, when you put this on top of the Jsaux device like this, you can see that there's a bit of a gap between the buttons here. I don't know if you can see that, but I can actually put my finger in there and push them down, and then there's like the guard right here. But then you can like push the buttons down from inside of there. You can't do anything like that. And I'm always saying that because it's a bit weird that I'm even able to do that. Whereas if you look at this one, it covers the buttons up completely. Like, there's actually shielding that goes over them, so they're completely covered, which maybe that's nice for you. Maybe you have like a dusty duffel bag that you throw everything in, and maybe that little bit of cover will help. I mean, that's stretching, if I'm being honest. That's me pulling that out of my butt. So let's bring up the two websites behind me real quick. We'll check them out, and then we'll just kind of go from there. All right, you can see we got Dbrand up on the screen now. There's an essentials kit. There's an essentials kit for $60. It does not come with the stick grips or the travel cover or tempered glass. The travel kit, though, doesn't come with tempered glass as well. You have to purchase that separately. So, and once you do, that adds another $20, which is a bit crazy. I imagine you can go get some tempered glass a couple other places for probably $15, $14.99. Save yourself a few bucks there. So $74.95 versus $49.99. So there's a basic set that just comes with the kickstand and this little watch thingy that you can essentially slide on there. This watch thingy is silly to me, but hey, whatever. The cooler kit, this is the one I actually got from them, and I like this one a lot. Then there's the hub kit, which is actually a USB-based hub that's almost like your whole Steam dock built into the back of the thing, which is pretty nice. And then you have an M2 slot, which you have this M2 slot based card that can attach to that. Then there's a power bank, but that's currently out of stock. And then there's an ultimate kit, and that's coming soon. And that one's $150. This one's $79.99. So you can get a power bank based case for the same price pretty much as the one on Dbrand's website. So that's just, I don't know. You got to keep these things in mind. I'm a big fan of understanding and kind of having them in hand. Let's bring you back up on the full screen here. So yeah, you can see maybe you like one over the other. You know, some of the other differences to point out is the buttons are, this is the hard case on the Jsaux one now. And you can see I have the power button here. Just some differences we'll point out too. So it's flat front hard case. The buttons are visible over the hard case. You do have the ability to slide on different things. You got the kickstand here. The vents are nice and open. This comes off a lot easier. I feel like if you maybe aren't as strong as somebody that's my size, you know, this one from Jsaux is easier to take off this device. It just, the rubber seems to be more pliable. So, and being able to like just pry it off seems a little bit better versus the one from Dbrand is a little stiffer. Even this locks on a little differently. There's 3 different locations it can lock on. You can see the only thing that you have available to you is actually the USB-C port. So you can't turn it on or change the volumes or anything like that here. And when you open it up, this is what the inside of it looks like. And this case ripped off part of my Dbrand skin at the top here because of how tough it is to get in there. That actually might be good. You might like that because it's very tight. It's super hard to get on there. Like I gotta pry it and finagle it and then snap it over. And definitely a lot harder to get on, which probably means that it probably sits a little bit more snug. And so that's it on the device here. That's the Dbrand one. Spin it around. It still has the sticker on the back because this is the one we're giving away. And then we can put the front case on it to protect it. So this goes on just from the top, and then you just pop it over it like that. And again, and this feels really solid. Like, so it's a good case. If you got the money, you know, it's definitely a good case. They do stand by their product. They made a mistake. They fixed it. That's good on them. I like both of these companies, but I do like to save money. And so I'm going to pick the Jsaux one out of the 2. Let's go ahead and... So I'm trying to pry this stupid thing off right now, and it's not easy. Which, if you have a skin on here, it might rip the skin off because of how hard it is to get off the thing. And it's not like super difficult. You just got to go to one side, then the other side. So then you just rip it out of there. Has a fun little Dbrand insignia here that you'll never see, so. So we'll just go back to the Jsaux case. When I put this one on, this rubber is just a little bit more pliable. I can like pick up on it a little bit more. And it just seems easier to put on. It doesn't seem less snug either. It doesn't have the same feel as that other plastic. That other plastic and rubber that's used on the Dbrand one, it's a totally different texture. So if you're a texture person, I wish I could let you feel it. Because out of the 2, I like this one better because it feels more like plastic and less like this weird rubbery plastic that will suck the moisture out of your hand. Does that make sense? But the Dbrand one feels like this rubber that will suck moisture out of your hand, where this feels like it's a coated rubber that has sealed, where this one seems more porous. Even if you just look at it, let's get a little zoom in on that bad boy. So there's the Dbrand. This is the rubber on the Dbrand, and then there's the side here with the actual like little shiny grippy pieces. So that's the Dbrand side, and this is the rubber. And this is the rubber that feels like it would suck the moisture out of your hand. Where this rubber, here is the Jsaux one. It's more like, almost has that knurled look to it. and then it's more like hard plastic and not porousy. And then there's no grips on the side, which I kind of like. Those grips on the side just seem weird to me. But so am I a bit biased towards Jsaux? Probably. Only because they've treated me really well. The prices are right. They ship it pretty quickly. If you have an issue, they've taken care of it. They had a thing that happened in the community with them recently, and they took care of that. Like, it just seems like a legit company that cares about what people have to say. And they take people's opinions and they will use it if they think it's a good idea, you know, which is really cool. I know there's a couple people in the Steam Deck world here on YouTube that have given them some suggestions, and I heard that they took them to heart. So that's awesome. And I hope that they continue to do that. And if they do, I bet you they're going to do really, really well. Heck, I like them. I love this case. This case from Jsaux is staying on my Steam Deck. And I'm going to use the fan. I had somebody come in and say, this is so funny. This is the last thing I'll comment. I did the Jsaux cooler video, and I was like, you know, blah, 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 blah. And so somebody commented, they're like, oh, yeah, it works. So that was what they said. They're like, yeah, it works. But the Steam Deck doesn't have a temperature cap, so it's really pointless. And I'm like, what? No, everything you just said doesn't even make sense. So you said it works, but then you said it doesn't matter because there's no temperature cap. So let's just say there's no temperature cap. Let's say it can get as hot as the sun. Well, guess what? This will still make it 10 degrees colder than the sun. So yes, it works. And yes, I will take 10 degrees cooler on any electronic device. I'm sorry, buddy. That person is no longer watching any of my videos anymore, because if you say weird stuff like that makes no sense to me, I don't really want to like converse with you, because that's strange to me. Like, why would you say, yeah, it works, and then say weird nonsense? I don't know. Explain it to me. Maybe I'm dumb. I highly doubt that after I've lived this life for 43 years and have done the things that I've done. So, but I can be wrong. That doesn't make me dumb. It just makes me unknowledgeable on a subject. Well, hey, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to pick yourself up any Jsaux items, there'll be links down in the description. If you want to pick yourself up any Dbrand items, you're going to have to navigate to their website, because I tried to get Dbrand to be an affiliate of mine so I can sell some of their items and stuff for the Steam Deck, but they've ignored me and ghosted me. So that's another reason, like, why would I want to converse with a company that doesn't try to talk to their actual customers? Where Jsaux has always talked to me, and they've always listened to people. I mean, Dbrand's funny because they'll make fun of their customers and they'll like bash them, and that's kind of funny because they're like trolling them, but it also gets old. Like, what if you had something serious to say to them and then they just troll you? It's going to leave a bad taste in your mouth, but they feel like they're such a large company that they can just do that. But then they got their fun stuff where like PlayStation tried to sue them, so they made like a coffee table book for like $100 that talked about that, and it's like, that's kind of gimmicky and markety. Like, first of all, it'd be more like a bathroom book. Anyways, I'm me rambling. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I hope this case... What? Well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I hope this video was useful. We got the Jsaux case versus the Killswitch case from Dbrand. I, in my personal opinion, like the Jsaux one. Pretty much price per dollar and then what you can get out of it. So, thanks a lot, and I'll see you down in the comments. Peace.